everybody, Tim Healy here, and welcome to another episode of Healy Drums. Now, there's a trend going on the internet right now where drummers are taking the cheapest snare drums they can find and trying to pull a good sound out of them. But in all fairness, these drums are new, so I thought we'd try the same thing with this. This is a no-name snare drum. Unfortunately, the badge is missing, so I have no idea who manufactured this drum. I can guess that it was probably built between 1968 and 1975. The only other things I know about this snare drum is that it is made of wood, there's considerable signs of rust on it, and that it only has 6 lugs, which is unusual. Most snare drums being built today either have 8 or 10. But let's take a close-up look at this drum. So, as you can tell, the rod that holds the internal muffler is bent. The batter head has tape on it, which I thought was for muffling, but it actually seems to be holding the snare drum head together. So it's safe to say that this batter head is completely shot. Now finally, my favorite feature of this drum is on the butt plate side. The strings you see here that are holding the snares up, these are actually shoelaces. Now, me personally, I would have went with brown instead of black to match the drum, but hey, that's a style choice. Now on the plus side, the bottom head seems to be in pretty decent shape, and the snares themselves are tight and responding well. But most importantly, the snare drum strainer works. Now, listen to me closely. If you are going to buy a used snare drum of any vintage, please make sure that the snare strainer works. There is no such thing as a universal snare strainer. They come in different shapes, sizes, and the bolt configurations are completely different. So if you do have to find a generic snare strainer, you're going to end up drilling a hole through your drum. And I don't recommend that at all. So please make sure the snare strainer does work. Now, just for funsies, yes, I said funsies. We are gonna go ahead and try and play this drum as it is right now, and we're gonna see what it sounds like. Check it out. Okay, that sounded exactly like I expected it to. Hot garbage. But you know what? That's all right. We knew that this head was completely shot, and you should feel it. It's like playing a pillow or something. There's just no bounce, no response to it whatsoever. This head is gone. Now, whoever owned this snare drum prior put a Remo fiber skin head on it, which was a smart move. They were probably trying to capture the sound that was consistent with when the drum was built. So I did the exact same thing. I went out and got myself a brand new Remo fiber skin Diplomat head. So I'm going to swap this out really quick, and I'm also going to adjust the tuning and the tension of the snares on the bottom side. We'll be right back. Okay kids, so bad news. As I was replacing the head on the drum, I found mold. And that is no good for anybody. As you can see here, there's significant mold around the ring of the drum. So it makes me think that this drum may have actually been underwater. And also, as you can see here, the drum itself is out of round. So that means even if I did put a new head on it, it would not seal securely and it would never hold its tuning, especially with 6 lugs on it. So this project is a bust. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing away because not only would it probably never sound good, I don't even know, depending on what kind of mold it is, if this thing is even safe to keep. So we're gonna go ahead and chuck it. In the meantime, keep hitting things with sticks, y'all, and we'll see you next time right here on Healy Drums.